Kafey here, with another prediction on which video game world Sora, the ultimate king of crossovers, will enter into next. And depending on your perspective, you're either gonna love it or hate it. So here goes. Sora will enter the world of Eorzea, or Etheris, whatever you want to call it. It may not be today or tomorrow, but it will happen. It's only a matter of time. Don't listen to the tired old narrative that it can't happen because Disney. To be honest, I find that a pretty lame excuse that has been used for decades, all the way back to when people debated over Sora and Smash. If one even suggested such a thing, they were immediately ridiculed, and people took them far less seriously. I would know, happened to me all the time, because the majority said it couldn't happen, it wouldn't happen. Well, guess what? It did happen. And something like this will happen again in terms of a Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy XIV collaboration. Now, before I get to all the cool additions and ideas they could implement, I feel I have to address something. A few months back, Naoki Yoshida, or Yoshi-P, was asked about a crossover with Kingdom Hearts. And he mentioned that while he has thought about a crossover and about connecting the two worlds together, the hurdle is considerably high. So, naturally, people ran with this one quote and started insisting a collaboration can never happen. I've seen this all over the internet, several places. All I have to say is, of course the hurdle is considerably high. I mean, we are dealing with Disney here, but it was even higher for Smash Brothers. With Smash, you had to deal with licensing between three major companies, Square Enix, Disney, and Nintendo. Not only did all the character rights have to be worked out, but the finances had to be divided in a way that made sense for Disney to even consider Sora's addition. But with Final Fantasy XIV, you don't have to deal with as much of a hassle as you did with Smash, because, well, Nintendo won't really be involved this time around. So we're dealing with the finances and rights issues with two major companies instead of three, which already sounds much more doable. And Square Enix and Disney have already shown in the past they have no problem collaborating with one another. As long as the revenue and money is there for Disney, they have to consider it. And there are plenty of ways for them to make money with this collaboration. For example, how about some new Minions, mounts, and costumes? Those we could easily see added to the MOG station, which is FF14's purchasing service for accounts and all sorts of cool extras. I don't know about you, but I would certainly consider spending actual money on a Heartless, Nobody, or Dream Eater minions, or costumes. As would several others, I'm sure. Just think of all the money Square and Disney could divide amongst themselves from adding all these new purchasable items. You'd have the Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy XIV fan bases just lining up to give them their money. And I feel like this could be a great option instead of something like increasing subscription rates. Because let's face it, nobody really wants that to happen. Yoshida had also mentioned that if such a collaboration ever occurred, he would want to connect the story, characters, and the lore with that of Final Fantasy XIV, instead of only having just costumes as a reward. Which already sounds like he has really given some serious consideration to this idea before. I mean, sure, nothing has come to fruition quite yet, but this is still super encouraging. The game's creative director is saying he would want to do justice to both series if a collaboration ever happened, and not just have a quick one-off event. I'm pretty sure Yoshida already has most of his ideas fleshed out about how he would implement Sora in the world of FF14. And with Sora now no longer in his own reality for the foreseeable future, lore-wise, it would make sense for his inclusion to happen now or soon, now that he is separate and apart from Donald and Goofy. Because even I have to admit, Donald and Goofy's inclusion would be beyond tricky. They weren't really included in Super Smash Bros. Either. So there's plenty of ways to add Sora to the world of Eorzea without necessarily having to include Donald and Goofy as well. Overall though, I really want to know your thoughts on a Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy XIV collaboration. Do you think it's only a matter of time? Or do you feel a crossover like this is still unlikely to happen? And if Sora was added, what features would you want to be included? Some new fates perhaps? Alliance raids? Dungeons? Either way, just leave a comment down below, and if you feel up to it today, maybe even hit like or subscribe. More importantly though, I hope you have yourself a great day. May your heart be your guiding key, my friends, and happy gaming.